Hi, it's me, Renee Sherez. Can I process something with you? I want to talk a little bit about surrender and what I have been swimming through lately. Lately, meaning the last two ish, three-ish years. And I came to something in the last few days where I could see how there are maybe two different types of surrender. One that is ego based, and the other one that is heart based, heart centered, soul aligned, deeply courageous, brave, strong. And so basically, it's been like right now, it's a lot of which I don't feel like I'm unique in this, of a lot of things in terms of like the future and where I stand is foggy. I feel like the puzzle pieces are starting to come together, right? It's less fog than it was, let's say, 6 months ago, right? And so, but right now I feel like I'm at this point where it's like I'm at the precipice of whatever this is, right? There's literally a bee. Literally at the precipice of whatever this threshold. It's like I'm right there. And because I'm right there is this call, this need for a deepening into trust, a deepening into surrender, into releasing control. And so one recent night through my crying and temper tantrums, I was saying how I could feel how there's this wanting to give up, right? Like, oh, I just give up. Like, I could see these thought patterns of like, oh, what's the point? Like, oh, maybe I need to just give up. Like, maybe it's just not working. Maybe I just need to give up and forget about it. And then there's this, and so for me, how I see that part of self is, I feel like that's very ego based. The ego, the old identity, that's like in essence trying to keep me safe, right? It's trying to keep me stagnant in a place of comfort, because I feel like those voices start to kick up. The word that I was looking for is intensity. So I'm on the precipice of what I feel and know I'm on the precipice of. And because of this, the voices of scarcity and lack and limitation and the inner trolls and all that, it's like they are working overtime because they know it, they sense it, they feel it, they see it, and they're like, no, 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 like this is different, like this is unknown, like we're trying to keep you safe. You can't, you like you what's the plan, you know? It's like you have a plan but you're not working hard enough, basically, right? Because the old me, the old identity, was one who was really steeped in willfulness, in, you know, needing to make things happen as opposed to trusting that things would happen, um and allowing things to happen. And so because of this so that's one side of like surrender. And like, you can trick yourself. I feel like there could be a I don't know, I guess like a misstep or I don't know, it could be like a tricking kind of energy of thinking like, um, you know, it's just get it falling back into that trap. That's the word, trap. Um, falling into that trap of like how things are not working out. Like I don't see things working out in the physical, even though you have your, like, I have my intuition and I have my all of the spiritual practices and tools that I have that tell me otherwise. um but ego's like, look around you, like look, ego is so attached to the 3D and like what's happening out here as opposed to, what's happening internally. And then there's the other part of surrender, which I feel like is very heart based and very soul aligned. And there's so there's so much trust. There's so much trust and faith and letting go of the wheel in this part of the surrender. This part of the surrender is so scary because, especially if you are someone who has um, experienced any kind of trauma, especially like big T trauma, complex trauma, and you've been in a state of survival your entire life. Like, of course, you might have believed in, like, you've been protected in all situations, but in a sense it's almost, you also know that everything that you have experienced, you have exerted your will, right? Like, you have made that shit happen. And whereas, like, when you are coming out of that, when you are releasing that old identity of like struggle and um scarcity and like limitation, and moving into a more balanced way of being, a more receptive and faith based, like trusting way of being, it's really hard. It's really hard because it's like, it's, because because you've been so used to making things happen in the 3D, in the external, when now you've cultivated all of these things inside of you to nurture, like expand your inner world, expand your intuition, and grow that part of yourself. um, it's really hard to believe that that is enough, right? It's really hard to believe that that's enough, as opposed to, the, oh, I gotta, it's all the efforting, like all of the efforting, all of the grunt and grit, and you think that you're not doing enough. So I don't know if any of that made sense. But yeah, I think what I came to is that, yeah, there could be, ego could trap you into believing that, oh, there's another part. And so also, okay, here's another part, yeah. So the exhaustion. So I was talking to my therapist about how I feel like I've just come to a point now where I'm just emotionally exhausted. And by that I mean, like, when a kid is crying, like toddlers are crying, even adults, and they're crying and they're crying and they're crying. Maybe like when I used to be a teacher, like kids would always cry, like when their parents are leaving, like for the day or whatever, and they would cry for an hour, like a long, long time, until they stopped. And it's almost like when they stopped, there's still this, that kind of crying. Like, they're still crying, but they don't have any more tears. Like, they don't have any, it's so cute. Like, they don't have any more tears. And it's like, I have experienced that a lot over the last however many years, but more so recently. And it made me think of that with the kids. And I feel like, so with kids, it's like they come to that point of like, there's nothing they can do, right? It's like they get to this place where they have literally emotionally exhausted themselves to the point of, fine, I accept, like I accept that my mom, my dad, my caregiver is gone, but they will come back. Or maybe even if they don't even understand that they will come back yet, it's more of like there's like an innate trust that maybe they tap into of, okay, like I have to trust that they'll come back for me. And like I have to trust that they'll come back for me. And I also have to trust whoever it is that's right here in front of me, like willing to take care of me until that happens. And so I feel like part of the surrender that is heart based and soul aligned, there is this emotionally exhausted place that I feel like in some ways we probably have to get to, like maybe like because we learn these lessons in different ways, right? So obviously I feel like when you're learning a lesson right now, for me it's like I'm learning so much. The curriculum is about trust, the curriculum is about faith, the curriculum is about heart and and trusting intuition. And so I feel like this lesson, this experience of it is different, but the lesson has been it's the same curriculum over the course of the last 3 years. And so I feel like in some ways it's like we have to get to this emotionally exhausted place, because it's not a giving up, like fuck it, like I don't even care anymore. I feel that's ego, right? Because ego is trying to protect you. Ego wants you to get to that place where it's like you just give up and you claim you don't care anymore, because ego's trying to keep you safe. Ego's not trying to like change, and ego wants to cling to that old identity, whereas this, and like you could mistake that like emotionally exhaustedness for effort, versus the emotionally exhausted state that's within the heart-centered surrender of like um all right, there's nothing I can do here. Like I can only control what I can control, and I'm just going to focus on what I can control. And it's like the same thing with the kid crying. It's like coming into acceptance, coming into trusting, like all right, there's whatever here is in front of me is going to take care of me, and then I'm going to trust that my next steps will be guided, will be aligned, and everything's going to be okay. life is so Life is so incredible. Like to be a human, to be on this journey of living in this very particular specific way. I mean, sometimes I am really humbled and grateful, because it really is a gift. Like I am so grateful. I could cry, but I'm gonna stop it right here. And yeah, I'm curious, what do you think? If there was anything in there that resonated with you, or anything that you want to share from your own path, I'm here. Let me know. And yeah, that's it for now. I love you, and I will see you when I see you.